in this case, we're looking at Albert. He submitted a sale, an order, excuse me. He submitted a sales order. But right here, like you've mentioned here, it's not set to deliver until the 20th. So the least that we should do is at least record his potential sales, right? Or at least record the sales order itself in the commissions area, because this is a potential sale that he could have. Now, who did he submit this order for? All right, for the corner bookstore, right? Right. All right, and let's see what was for the total amount that he was subject to be getting. So he should get $127.75, right? That's the total sales order, right? Which is to be completed on June 20th. Okay, so I forgot the number already. 127.75. That's all we need to put there until that day he delivers this item is when we actually record the sales and everything. Okay. So in this case, we're just pending on a sale. Okay. The previous one, right? We just did a purchase order for that. Okay. So then now on the same day, we're gonna do another purchase order. Okay, and this time we're gonna buy coffee in advance. Okay. So, I have another purchase order for Atlas Coffee. For a total amount for $370. Okay. Now that we got all the purchase orders and the sales orders out of the way, we finally come up to our grand opening sales. All right. So in this case, let's see. We definitely do not have enough space on journal number 6. Yes, we definitely don't have enough space here. So what I usually do is that if I come to this conclusion where I have a bunch of empty cells here, right? I need to find some kind of method to put in here so I prevent anyone to coming into this worksheet and start messing up everything here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually draw a line in here, okay, by going to insert. This is what I usually do. I just go ahead and grab a shape, okay, and I'm going to grab this line right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to block it off from the date all the way to the very end of the debit, and I want to make sure that line is pretty visible, so I'm going to make it real thick, okay? Now what this does here is that, yes, I can move it left and right, right? But what I can do is I can protect this sheet so that anybody that tries to go in here, they can't do anything about this because I'll send it as a read-only file. So that means it's going to be sheet protected, read-only. So that means anybody that views this worksheet cannot modify it whatsoever. All right, so that's a cool thing about Excel is that you can protect your sheets to prevent other people from actually entering in stuff here because, once again, we are the accountants, right? We're the bookkeepers. We're the one that's responsible to fill out this book. All right, so therefore, we need to take our safety precautions to prevent from any fraudulent charges to happen, right? I don't want to have someone write themselves a check, right? So that's what I do. I'm going to draw a line to block off this entire part. Because this part right here, you can add about two transactions in here. Saying, I'm going to write a check out to Albert. And I'm going to write a check out to Irene, right? Our employee. Or I could even write out a check out to myself. But then again, once again, right, the owner can do whatever the heck he wants. But in this case, we're looking at that anybody that has the capabilities to modify this, you're preventing. Okay, so that means the next transaction we're going to start off is going to be on page 7. All right, so 618, right? I have a grand opening sales once again, 20% discount, right? Here's the copies that I sold. So what accounts am I going to be using?
We'll be using the same accounts as last time, except this time we're going to add the ceramic coffee mugs.
Excellent. Yes, excellent. So, since we've done this transaction before and you are using Excel, right? You have the capabilities to go ahead and copy and paste all you want. Now, again, this time, this is what I'm going to do. I'm only going to copy up to here because, like Sonia mentioned, we have to consider that we have one extra item that we're going to add in here, right? So here you go. We're going to add the ceramic coffee mugs here. But I'm also going to go ahead and take the sales tax as well. Okay. Now, because I also sold ceramic coffee mugs, right? What account is that in my chart of accounts? Here, right? What account is that? To sell the ceramic coffee mugs.
You're asking for the number, the account number for the ceramic coffee mugs?
I'm asking for everything. What account am I going to use? What's the account number?
40. Is it the 4150?
4150, yes, because I'm going to use sold or sales for the ceramic coffee mugs. So 4150. Right? Because I have a hole in my journal. Okay. I need to record the sales for the ceramic coffee mugs, which was account number 4150. Okay. Right, now that I've copied and pasted this from the previous one, right, let's go ahead and fill in the numbers. Right. How much money should I be receiving?
$807.47.
Okay, good. What was my discount?
20%.
How much is my discount? In
How
this
much was the discount? $186.44.
186 44.
40,
Okay. How much was the sales for my medium regular coffee?
$161.19.
161.19. Okay. What was the sales for my large regular coffee?
$236.21.
Good. And then my medium supreme coffee?
$206.67.
My large supreme coffee?
$286.18.
And my coffee cups?
$41.94.
And last but not least, how much was my sales tax?
$61.52.
Okay. So here, once again, I need to make sure that my debits and credits match on both sides. So I'm going to just quickly run my equal sum formula, or you could just click and highlight and do your auto sum at the bottom. But since my window is too small, I don't have that. So in this case, right, I have 993.71 on the left, 993.71 on the right. Okay, good. So now that my journal is complete and it's done, what's my note that I'm going to put here? Grand opening sales, 20% discount. Okay. So the great thing about technology is that we're able to copy and paste our cells into our workbook, just like that. That way, save us some extra time, right? Instead of having to type out every single word and every single account number in there, we could just go ahead and use what technology is good for, is to copy and paste. Okay. So what's next? Anybody? What's next?
We need to do our cost of goods sold.
Okay, so let's just focus on just this transaction at hand, which is the
Oh, gotcha.
recording of sales. We'll do the inventory afterwards.
So now we need to record in our general journal.
We already did.
I mean, our ledger.
Okay. Okay. So, okay, let's go ahead and record to our general ledger. So, which account are you going to go first?
Checking.
Checking. Okay, yes, we need that money in our bank account. 618. All right. In-store sales. This time, general journal number 7. Okay. And how much are we going to increase our checking account?
To 807.27.
807.27. Okay. Which now is bringing our account balance up to 1418.63. Okay. So what accounts next?
Sales discount.
Sales discount. So revenues. Perfect. Last account that we left off was sales discount. Okay, so 618. Right? This was our grand opening sales, so 20%. Okay. General journal number 7. And for how much?
186.44.
Okay. So once again, now this is where we have to plug in our formula once again. Since this is a contra account, right? We are looking at a debit balance. So in this case, right, we need to follow the line as goes, or the formula, which is going to be your previous debit balance, add any debits, subtract any credits. And that should give you a running balance of $358.71, which once you have that formula in there, you can drag it all the way down. Okay. Right? So once again, this isn't a formula that we looked at before. This is a formula that we've been doing for a while now. So again, up 1, we're on the debit side. Up 1, left plus left 2, minus left 1. Okay. All right. Then what's the next account that we're going to be looking into?
Sales medium regular coffee.
So sales, medium, regular coffee. So that should be here. Sales for the medium, regular coffee. How many coffee cups did we sell?
81 cups.
We sold 81 cups. For a total of
161.19.
okay. So now we need to create our credit running balance. So again, this is the opposite direction, right? So we're going to go up 1, so our previous credit balance. We're going to add our credits, which is left 2, and we're going to subtract left 3. Okay? So we're going to add any credits, but we're going to subtract any debits. Okay? And that should give you a running balance of 318.40. Okay? So once again, I'm going to pull that formula down. Okay? So that was the medium regular coffee. Next is large. How many cups did I sell?
79 cups.
We sold 79 cups. Okay. At a total of
236.21.
236.21. Once again, I need to throw my formula in there. Okay. So equal up 1 plus left 2 minus left 3 gives me a running balance of $445.51. Okay. So the next thing that we have here is our sales for the medium supreme coffee cups. How many cups did we sell?
83.
We sold 83 cups. Right? Still on General Journal number 7. For a total
206.67.
206.67. Once again, up 1 plus left 2 minus left 3. Running balance is 408 and 36 cents. Okay. Next one we have here is our large supreme coffee. Okay. How many cups did we sell?
82.
82 cups. Okay. General Journal number 7. And for what total amount?
286.18.
286.18. Right? So there we go. Plus left 2 minus left 3. Okay. So I should have a grand total of $579.34. Okay, let's see what next. What's on the list? We
The
have.
sales of ceramic mugs.
Okay, so that one we gotta scroll all the way up for. Here we go. Sales ceramic coffee mugs. Okay. Our very first order, or very first sale. How many mugs did we sell?
6.
We sold a total of 6. So it's up to you what you want to put here. I'm going to put 6 because it's pretty straightforward on what it is. I sold 6. You could put sold 6. You could just put 6. Journal number 7. For a total amount of
$41.94.
$41.94, which once again this is our beginning balance. So no formula necessary unless you want to go ahead and do it ahead of time. Last but not least on our list we have here
Sales tax payable.
sales tax payable. So go into my liabilities all the way down to the bottom of the worksheet. Here we are, sales tax payable. Okay. Once again, in this case, right, we already know that this is an in-store sales. Okay. So if you want to put in-store, you can. Doesn't really matter here. General journal number 7. And we charged a total of
$61.52.
$61.52 worth of tax, which once again, this is a credit balance. So we're going to go up 1 plus left 2 minus left 3. Okay. So like I mentioned before, if you already took the time to do this, right? You could go into every single debit account. So all your assets, all of your expenses, they're all going to normally have a debit balance. So expenses include your cost of goods sold and your actual operating expenses, right? Everything other than that is going to be a credit balance. So you can have all of these formulas already entered into each and every single cell if you'd like. Okay? It's up to you. Just make sure you are aware that there are some contra accounts in the sales account, all right, as well as there is a contra account in the expenses. Okay. All right. So now that we completed our ledger, okay, right, what's next?
In this case, would it be inventory worksheet?
We can do that, but there's one more thing that you have to do before you get to the inventory worksheet.
Oh, our deposit.
Yes, we need to make sure that the money goes into our bank account because we owe a lot of money and there's a lot of bills coming up that are going to be due right around the corner. So let's go ahead and just deposit that money for the 807.27. So deposits. Okay. 807.27. The date is the 18th, and we're going to deposit that amount. Okay. So now that we deposited the 807.27 to our bank account, right? Now we could go ahead and move on to the inventory worksheet. So you want to do the inventory worksheet first. Okay. So here in the store, to brew all these coffees and serve all these coffee cups, we have a total of 15 pounds of the regular coffee that we used, and we sold 15 and a half, or used 15 and a half pounds for the Supreme coffee. So let's go ahead and go into our inventory worksheet. So this is a regular coffee. We used 15 pounds. Okay. At what cost? Since I'm using moving average, at what cost is going to be per item?
Either 1.60938.
Good. Right. And then we're going to do our formula, right? If you're using Excel, I would highly recommend you to use your equal round, especially if you're going to be self-referencing everything like I am. But if not, you could do it if you want to just multiply it and then just type it in. It's up to you. That is optional as well. So in this case, how much is my cost of goods sold?
Let's see, is it 24.1407? Okay.
Yep.
So we can round that total cost?
Yes, in this case we would round down because the next number is 0, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because it's 1407. So therefore 0 tells me it's going to be at 14. We're not going to round at all. So 2414. So now that we have that there, right, that's our total cost of goods sold right there. We need to now update my account to reflect that amount, right? So if we had 240 to begin with and we used 15 pounds, how many pounds should we have left?
225.
225, okay? Same idea here. If we had 386.25 and we used $24.14 worth, how much should you have left?
362.11.
362.11 is correct. So once again, this number here, right, we put the formula in here that runs all the way down, which takes our total cost and divided by our total quantity. So this number will reflect, okay, whatever number that you want to reflect, or that's going to be your average cost per item, right? We talked about that every time you add something in here or purchase something, you're going to recalculate that average cost. Every time you sold something, you're going to always recalculate that cost. So in this case, my cost has stayed the same. Okay. And I'm blocking off all my numbers because I cell-referenced. So if I delete any of those numbers, my whole entire worksheet's going to get messed up. So I'm just going to clear it out by doing it like this. Okay. So there we have it, right? We used 15 pounds, so now we have left is 225 and a total cost of 362.11. Right? We also used some Supreme coffee as well, right? How many pounds did we use?
$15.5 again.
Mm-hmm. We used 15 and a half. Okay. So if we, okay, there you go, 15 and a half. Now, which method am I using to calculate the cost of my inventory?
You're using FIFO.
Okay, so let's take a look at our inventory on hand. We have 2 batches of inventory. Which one are we going to use?
The $1.80.
The $1.80. Good. So once again, equal round to calculate for your formula here, even though we know it's a rounded number. Just let's be consistent. Okay. So how much is my cost of goods sold?
$27.90.
Yes. Same, it's identical because we sold the same or we used the same amount of pounds and it's the same amount of cost. So in this case, another $27.97. I'm sorry, another $27.90. Okay. So there we go. We sold another or used another 15 and a half pounds. So here, this is 109 and a half minus 15 and a half. Should give me a total of quantity.
Oh, sorry. A little behind here.
No worries.
0.5 minus 125 is, oh, that was not right. 94?
94, right? Which, if you had your formula in your total cost, should automatically calculate it for you to give you 169.20, right? But because we have 2 batches of inventory, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our ledger's going to only reflect our total amount that we have in grand total. And that should be for a total of $397.70. Okay. So now that we have our inventory worksheet all figured out, right? We sold a total of $27.90 for our Supreme. Okay. And we sold a total of $24.14 worth of my regular coffee. Okay.
Can you go back to your Supreme for one moment, please? Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So now we need to journalize the fact that we sold our coffee. Okay. And how do we journalize that?
Put the cost of goods sold for medium, or wait a minute, regular coffee?
Because this time we were counting by the total pounds that we used, right? So in this case, our inventory is reflecting at pounds. Now I have a question for you. I also sold some ceramic coffee mugs. Do I need to journalize that too?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's going to change our inventory.
What kind of tracking method am I calculating for my ceramic coffee mugs?
Let's see. Inventory. We're doing periodic.
We're doing periodic, so do we care whether we sold?
No.
No. So in this case, since we're using periodic, we don't find out until the very end of the period. So in this case, I don't need to record the fact that I have to update my inventory. In this case, I just record that I sold the coffee cups. That's it. All right. So in this case, write this journal entry. I'm going to copy it from right above, and I'm going to bring it down because I know for sure this is the items that I need. Right? Cost of goods sold for the regular coffee. Cost of goods sold for the Supreme coffee, and I'm taking it directly out of inventory. Okay? So in this case, what did I calculate as my inventory for the cost of goods sold for my regular coffee? How much did it cost me to use 15 pounds?
$24.14.
24.14. Okay. And then my Supreme coffee.
$27.90.
For $27.90. Okay. I'm going to complete my journal with, once again, an in-store use because this is the how many pounds I used. You could indicate how many pounds you did use. If you wanted to add that into your journal so you know where these numbers come from, it's up to you, but we have an inventory worksheet to complement the journal, okay? It's the only way that you're able to figure out these numbers. So, okay. So that is that. Okay. Last step that we have to do is we need to update our ledger, okay? Because that's how we can calculate and subtract out from our inventory and make sure that our values match our inventory worksheet. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and go to the cost of goods sold for the regular coffee. There we are, right? It's the 18. We used 15 pounds. General Journal 7. And the total cost of goods sold was $24.14. Okay. Once again, we need to do our formula for the debit side. So we're going to go up 1, okay, plus left 2 minus left 1. All right? And that should give you your running balance of $40.14. Okay? And I'm going to have this and drag it all the way down. All right? To help me save some extra time, into calculating my numbers. Okay. So now that I have my cost of goods sold regular coffee account done and updated, I'm just going to scroll down to my Supreme Coffee. Okay. 618. We used 15. Oh, yep, we used 15.5 pounds. Okay. General journal number 7. For what total amount?
$27.90.
Right, the same exact from above. But this time, we need to do a running balance. Okay, so up 1 plus left 2 minus left 1. So what's my total ending balance in my cost of goods sold Supreme Coffee?
$55.80.
55.80. Good. Right? Drag that formula down. Okay.
Can I see the number for the regular coffee? That one. Got it.
So last but not least, we need to go ahead and update our inventory, like actual inventory accounts. So let's see, we're going to go down to our regular coffee accounts receivable. All right, there we have it, regular coffee. So it is the 18. We end up using 15 pounds of the coffee, which cost me $24.14, which should bring my ending balance to be $362.11, which, boom, we can definitely confirm that by going to our inventory worksheet, and yes, we should have $362.11 in my account balance for the regular coffee. Okay. Last but not least, we need to update our Supreme Coffee. Okay, so it's 18. We used 15.5 pounds, right? General journal number 7. And it cost me $27.90, I think, yes. Which does bring my account balance to $397.70, which let's confirm in our inventory worksheet if that statement is true. Okay, I have a total of $169.20 plus my 228.50 to give me a total of 397.70. So yes, I did my accounting correct. I calculated my cost of goods sold correctly, and I'm updating my inventory correctly as well. So there you go, my accounts all balance, right? It reflects the same as my inventory worksheet, which is also the same as my ledger, okay? Now I'm going to mention this to you guys so you guys know that your go-to is that your general ledger should always be the most accurate, okay? Your general ledger should be the most accurate because this one, we're using rounded numbers already, okay? Where our inventory worksheet, we have that, remember that option, right? If you didn't want to use the equal round formula, I'm not going to, I'm not going to force you to use equal round, especially if you are not familiar with it or just don't like using it. I'm not going to counter you against it. But if you are self-referencing, right, that will cause you to have problems because if you did not round your cost of goods sold and you're subtracting it out from your inventory on hand, you will get a lot of errors and a lot of discrepancies, right? But in this case, the inventory worksheet will be probably one of the more not as flexible, that one you're gonna have to keep an eye on, especially because we could have a possibility of a split penny, and we have to make that decision. Are we going to keep that penny, or are we going to put it in our cost of goods sold? Right? And again, your ledger should override or be the one that's superior to your inventory worksheet, because these again are rounded numbers. We're typing them in as rounded numbers. Okay? So there we have it. Our Supreme coffee using 15.5 pounds for $27.90 has brought our inventory down to $397.70, which we've already ensured and double checked that our inventory worksheet matches. So I think I'm going to stop here for today. Okay, so that means when we continue on, we will continue on a brand new day. We're going to start on Wednesday the 19th. Okay, so we're going to start our brand new day with delivering our very first sales, okay, from Albert. All right. Other than that, if you guys don't have any other questions, you guys are free to go.
Everybody